I thought that was dirt. It's people. Yeah, it's people. That's cute. We're on, babe. Thank you. I don't know how to turn this stupid phone off. No, that's the volume. There, ring her off. Oh, beautiful flower. I don't know if that did any good. Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank26 YouTubies. I hope this is not in the way, and if it is, I apologize. It is the 5th of January 2025. I greet you in the God beloved because we are KTFOS.com. It stands for Keep the Faith in Our Heavenly Father. And before we do anything, we always go to God in prayer. Will you join me so we can prepare ourselves for tonight? Hello, Father. Hello, I am. I am with you for eternity by the blood of your Son, Jesus, through the Holy Spirit. You know something, Heavenly Father? When cancer was allowed to come into my life, it stopped my dreams. When you cured me of cancer, I had to learn to dream all over again. But this time, I dream with you. I'm just here to tell you that I enjoy every moment with you, even in my dreams. I ask to be strong. I ask to do your will. And I ask that you give me the strength to do the right things. Because long after I'm gone from this world, all I want them to remember is that I loved you. And that there's a good reason why I loved you. So, in my prayer, for those that are listening, I pray that they remember that you love them tremendously. You have proven it to them over and over, time and time again. And I now find myself not running away from you. I'm allowing you to catch up with me. I have run away from you all my life. I've slowed down enough for you to catch up with me and help me. I love you. Let's see what we do right now, okay? Give me the words that would honor and glorify you. For I know my place with you. In the name of your Son, Jesus, by the Holy Spirit, I pray, Lord. Amen. 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 It's good to be with you, family. Welcome. We're here to study the Iraqi dinar. Everything I say to you is just strictly my opinion. You know, before we get started, I don't think I saved it now that I think about it. But I had a text, and the text started out so polite. Please forgive me for what I'm about to say to you, Frank. But you pretty much lied to me, and you embarrassed me in front of my family. You lied to me, and you embarrassed me in front of my family. Huh? Don't worry about him. We call him Mister No ID. He's a lonely man. Leave him alone. Um, yeah. He went up and down and called me. I mean, he didn't call me names, but he said how heartbroken he was. He said that I lied to him about December the 31st and about January the 1st. And he said, uh, I'm never going to listen to you ever again because you embarrassed me in front of my family. I don't know what to tell him now. And I got to thinking, you should have told him what I told you. Not what your heart desires so badly. In your mind, in your innocent heart, sir or ma'am, you assumed that I told you that it was going to happen on those days? You see, that's where you slip and fall and crack the back of your head because I didn't tell you to tell your family it was going to happen on those days. How silly of you. I even start out every YouTube and waste my time and tell you that this is not my opinion, it's a speculative investment. La 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 la. I told the individual, I said, "Whoa, you say you'll never listen to me again? Okay, let me make it so." So I blocked his phone number. He's probably listening or she's listening, whoever, to me right now. And I'm just trying to tell you something that I never told you that it was going to happen on those days. I told you what they said was going to happen on those days. So why would you crucify the messenger? That's rude. That's irresponsible. It's not right. So I don't want you to suffer with me. And I ban you from my phone. You'll never be able to communicate with me again. And if I ever find out what your username is, I will remove you from KTFA. I will remove you from my YouTube. I don't want you to suffer with me. You don't seem to understand how to study. You don't seem to want to be professional about this. And you don't want to seem to tell your family what I told you. You want to tell them what you interpreted from what I said. Frank said it's going to happen on that day. Really? You might as well be those guys that copy and steal me and create their own. You know what do they call those little shorts that say Frank 26 said this, Frank 26 said that. I didn't say any of that. So to whoever you are that approach me in a very nice, loving way, and then literally open my legs and kick me as hard as you could between them. Bye bye. I don't have the time to waste with people that are negative. I don't have the time to waste with people that are unprofessional, that are childish. It's a freaking speculative investment. And if you don't know what that means, get out of my face. And yet, that was the only bad one. Out of 80,000 members that KTFA has, we average about close to 20,000 views for every UB2B. And of all of those, one person, I'm not chastising you, sir or ma'am, but I'm putting myself in my place because you have put me in your place. And I do not exaggerate. I do not create dates. I do not say it's going to happen on such and such a moment or time or whatever. Our study is extremely comprehensive, very good. And on top of that, you can't find it anywhere else. If I disappeared from the internet, what would you do? Oh, I would study with the other guys. Please do. Now that I've thrown out the laundry, is that how you say it? Throw out the laundry? With the baby or the. I threw the baby out with the garbage can? What was he doing in bath water? Oh, taking a bath. Yeah, okay. I am surrounded by good people. Ugly, but good. And for this individual, you slipped. You took my information and created what you wanted out of it, and it let you down. I even complained and said, "What happened? 31st, the first, here we are. What's going on?" And I analyzed it and I broke it all down for you the last few days. And I opened up a new file yesterday that I didn't want to touch, but I think it was important. And now you know, and the rest of the internet now pretends that, oh, yeah, we knew all this time. It's been a lock. It was a lock. Yeah, it's been a lock. And why the hell didn't you talk about it? I hate hypocrisy. And I was the author of it for a good portion of my life. That's why I hate it. Now that I am done throwing at the hippopotamus into the pool, something like that, what do you say we get to work? Now, the last time I was with you, we opened a new file for the first time to tell you, unfortunately, Alak is the yes man to Malachi. Now, you're a student of this investment. You already knew that, right? Oh yeah, Frank, we knew that. Yeah, well, we knew that Alak was put in as the prime minister. Or excuse me, we knew that Alak was put in as the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq. I don't know what 7, 8 years ago by that guy by the name of Maliki. When Maliki was the prime minister, because Maliki went to the Central Bank of Iraq and he told the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq at that time. His name was Doctor. Shabibi, that's right. And Maliki, the prime minister at that time, the evil, ooh, hiss, hiss, hiss. The evil prime minister comes out, because he got rid of Biden. Was it not Biden, but BED? But I forget the guy's name. Ahmad. Abadi, yeah, Abadi. You know, the one that Obama made a fool out of it in the White House. That was pretty good. But anyways, back to what we were saying. It turns out that Alak, he he's been kissing Malachi's butt for so long. His face looks like his butt. Yeah. I mean, look. Inflation is amazing. Less than 1%. The borders are secured. The American troops are moving. That alone tells you something. Or we wouldn't go nowhere. But so many things. The budget's waiting. HCL. How many times have they talked about the HCL? Everything is waiting. Alak, are you ready? Are you? I don't know. What? Alak, come on. We need the new exchange rate. They're going to, what? You want a government seated? He wants a government seated. We're going to get the government seated. It looks like with one more president. Give us the exchange rate, man. They need it to open up the budget. They need it for the HCL to vote on it. They need it for the salaries. They need it for the custom borders. They need it for the contracts. They needed to pay back America. They needed for the Iraqi citizens' purchasing power. They needed, God Almighty, Alak. What's the matter with you? Oh my goodness. Alak, where were you born? Now, I give you all this information, family, because apparently you don't have it. I thought you were good students. Alak, where were you born? Where? Somewhere near, somewhere in Iran. You're an Iranian? Yeah, I'm an Iranian. Alak, why don't you give the new exchange rate to the governor or to the Prime Minister Sunani? Oh well, I don't think we're in the right condition to release that just yet. You are one moron, aren't you? Everything that's needed is there. All the evidence, all the proof is there. There ain't nothing else to do. Everybody's waiting for you. Well, I would like for them to seat a government. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's seat the government this week, and then you give the new exchange rate to Parliament so that they can vote on the laws. And that law would allow them to give the new exchange rate to the government of Iraq and bust open a budget that needs it. And everything that is in that budget will be fulfilled with that new exchange rate. Because prior to that, nothing will work without the new exchange rate, Alak. And you're playing this game, Alak, that you still need to do this, and this. Alak, did you ever play with a cobra? You know those snakes? They're dangerous. They can kill you. And I would highly suggest a lot that you stop playing with the cobras. So I asked my teams in Iraq, can we talk to the Iraqi citizens? You do every day, Frank. Can we talk to the economists? We already did, Frank. You want to talk to Alak? Well, we're screaming at him, Frank. We're throwing things at him. You want to talk to me? Sure. Then do me a favor. Spend the day and get the feel. Get the feel of what's going on with Alak. Because think about this. If Alak wasn't there and somebody else was there, do you think we would have the new exchange rate? I don't know, Frank. It depends if the new guy that we put in, I hope he doesn't kiss Malachi's butt too. Do you think that the new guy that we would put that would be put in would kiss Malachi's butt? Well, Frank, why didn't we just get rid of Malachi? Why don't we just pop out? Boom, get rid of him. Because my President Trump is brilliant. Yeah, he can say, I want you out of there a lot. But what did my president do yesterday, in my opinion? He scared the living daylights out of Alak, didn't he? Does the internet know? Nah, they don't know. He scared him, didn't he? Yeah. And I'm going to do my best to explain all of that to you tonight, family. Only under the conditions that you understand that everything I say to you is just strictly my opinion. And all the groundwork that I just laid out to you is logical. It is true. So I asked my teams in Iraq, I said, I tell you what, I would really like for you to get out there and give me a feel. So here we go. That's so funny. Holy cow, what this thing do? It just threw up on me. I'm just touching you! Stupid thing. There's no end to what happened today. Wow. You saw that too, didn't you? I mean, you saw, it just, I'm just barely touching it. Oh my goodness. Why don't we just start here? Who cares where we start? No? Oh my goodness. All right, family, here we go. Yesterday, I left off by telling you that the contractors were actually being attacked physically. Iraqi citizens are mad. It doesn't matter who, they're striking at everybody. Enough. Give us what you promised us. They're drowning. When a person is drowning in the water and somebody comes to rescue them, they end up drowning each other. Let's start last night at 8:30 in the evening, about an hour after I finished with your UB2B last night. The television is showing this from the framework. They pointed out that the framework is going through a critical stage today regarding two candidates, Al Sudani and Nouri al Maliki. Now, while the names of other 9 candidates were not officially presented today, which puts the framework in front of two oppositions. Either the decisive candidate internally by consensus without announcing or discounting it, the official announcement is, quote, if they pick Maliki, Iraq will be destroyed and set back 100 years. Yeah, I know. I know. And that's why we're trying to get rid of Maliki's boyfriend right now. I told them, be strong, gentlemen. Get into the streets. Report. Still from yesterday, 11 o'clock at night. Television today, early morning. Chalet. Chalet? Hold on. I need help. It is Chalet. Oh, thank you. TV. Early this morning, Chalet is talking about European banking reconstruction. It has now, they now have permanent seats in Iraq for helping to rebuild and to do the construction in Iraq. European seats. Interesting. In the GOI. All right. Today, 7, no, 8. Today, 8 o'clock in the morning first report. The Economist is on the television this morning. Yay. Remember, he's the good guy. Who's the bad guy? Okay. Economist is on the television this morning. He's talking about different scenarios. And he's talking about how dual currency. Who is the economist? The good guy. And we know who the bad guy is. We're trying to get rid of him. And what does the good guy do every day in Iraq to the citizens? This. Economist is on TV this morning talking about the different scenarios and talking about how a dual currency can possibly exist, especially when you have two currencies. Yes, they can both exist at the same time. He was giving examples. All this is in scenarios. He was saying that how the dinar could coexist, like a 25 note versus a 25,000 note. Well, it is not about what's on the face value, he said. It is of the actual note. Excuse me. It is not about the face value on the actual note, he said, but what the international rate would be. He was speaking for like people that hold dinar and talking about an international rate. He was giving scenarios of all these possibilities. And he just said, to make things easy, let's just put it at 3. And he said, a gonna coexist with a 25K note. A 25 note would be 75, and a 25K note would be 75K. So he was just giving those scenarios and his financials in his financial sector today in the newspaper that he's at Al Sawat News. So here comes the Economist today, and he doesn't care what the nonsense is from Alak. He don't care about no lies. But Iraqi citizens, I'd like to tell you that two currencies can coexist at the same time. Yeah. And for example, let's take like our 25K, and if it was a 25, well then it would be this and it would be that, and people that are holding it. He's talking about the to people that are holding the dinars internationally. Frank, we know that. He went on and he said that the 25 note is going to coexist with the 25K note, and he said that the 75 would be the 25K, and the 25, he said, sorry, he said the 25 would be the 75, and he said the 25K note would be the 75K note. He was giving all kinds of examples and scenarios from his financial sector in his newspaper today. Why do you think he was doing that, sir? Wink, wink. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. We're very busy with the monetary reform of Iraq. Nothing to see here. Move along. What is that? It's a very, very, very weak species. I think his name is Maliki or something like that. Frank Chalet is now on the television and he's talking about the fluctuations in the dollar prices. He's trying to tell us, look, these fluctuations that you're seeing in the dollar prices, they're only temporary. Don't forget what Chalet just said to the Iraqi citizens. We'll come back to this. Chalet's on television. He's talking about the fluctuations in the dollar prices. He said it's only temporary. And he said, do not worry. Do not worry. It's not any kind of critical or collapse. It's just temporary. And it's because of the trade issues. That's all it is. Oh boy. So the economist comes out, tells the truth about what is potentially about to happen. Wink, wink. He gave examples. And then Chalet comes out on television and he says, hey, citizens, don't believe those lies about the dollar fluctuating. Yes, the rate is going up of the American dollar inside of our country, the opposite of what I want. But there's a very good reason for it. It's because the trade that's occurring right now in a scale we've never done before at the borders. Okay, so don't believe. Do me that favor. Just stay focused, Iraqi citizens. Thank you, Chalet. Thank you, Mr. Economist. Meanwhile, now the television has this. Absolutely. Now, when he says absolutely to me, I've already talked to that. He's trying to tell me that this is word for word. July the 5th, 2026, the Iraqi parliament for the presidency, according to IraqNews.com. Political negotiations are in full swing between the Patriot Union of Kurdistan, PUK, and the Kurdistan Democratic Party, KDP, to resolve the presidency file. The number of candidates has reached 44, making it one of the most competitive presidential races in recent years. The PUK has nominated Nizar Amidi as their sole candidate, while the KDP is still finalizing their choice. Well, either way, Mr. Frank, our government is being formed, and they will then look at Parliament. Parliament will look at Alak. In essence, both major Kurdistan parties are working under a tight constitutional deadline to align on a unified candidate, and the coming days will be critical in shaping the outcome. The final decision will have a significant impact on the information of the next Iraqi government. It sure will, and that's the stage that we're in right now. That government should have actually been formed at the end of last year, but they didn't. What else is new in the Middle East? But they're forming it, and once we get this government formed and established, hopefully it will be Prime Minister Malik Sudani, and it will be Sudani's cabinet. And who do you think picked the cabinet? Well, let me give you a role play. Ring a ding ding, ring a ding ding. This is Sudani. Who is this? This is Trump. What's up, Trumpy buddy? Huh? What's up? I see that you're forming your cabinet. Yes, we are. Alrighty, I'd like to suggest some names for you. Well, we have. I'd like to suggest some names for you. Oh, yeah, okay. What are those names? Because I don't want one single Iranian cockroach in your country running your country. Do you understand that? Especially at the CBI. And if you're going to have them in Parliament, I want them well controlled. So this is your cabinet. You got it? Okay, well, we'll consider it. This is your cabinet. Do you have it? Yes, sir. We got it. We got it. Thank you very much. The final decision will have a significant impact on the formation of the next Iraqi government. You think? And who do you think picked it? You actually think that Trump is going to allow Maliki to fluctuate all over the place and stink up this monetary reform? Mr. Frank, the Kurds are fighting over two candidates as usual. Another Kurd holdup. Hopefully, this won't last long. No, it won't. I already told you. The government is picked. Mr. Frank, this is on television. And another reason we cannot get a rate because corruption is still rapid. Well, you have got quite the scandal that is occurring. It is making waves in Iraq today. It is all over the place. We are very angry. You don't know about this, but I'm about to tell it to you. But as much as my friends in Iraq are nervous and paranoid about anything that Iranian influence does to them in their own country. I tell them I don't see Iranian leaders. I don't see them. I don't recognize them. I don't know of anyone that talks to them. They talk to themselves a lot. So you want to tell me about a scandal that is occurring? Yes. Where's the scandal? In Parliament. Duh. What's up? Well, we've got quite the scandal making waves in Iraq today. It turns out that there's a rather a juicy nepotism scandal nicknamed, quote, the family parliament. It turns out apparently 134 relatives, 134 relatives. Man, they just don't give up, do they? Apparently, around 134 relatives of influential officials were gifted cushy jobs in the Iraqi parliament. And we are taking some serious family hiring sprees. They are buying and going crazy. Like one guy appointed over 30 of his own family members. So, yeah, that's definitely the big breaking news out of Iraq today. We are angry. Then he said, let's just move on to Alak. Good, because that's what I asked you to. I wanted you to go to certain places. I wanted you to do certain things. I wanted you to talk to certain people, ask certain questions. You got the report from me. Thank you. Excuse me. Let us move to the television on Alak. Hold it. Bring it up. Thank you. Tell us thank you, okay? Tell them thank you. We'll leave that for a little bit. Continuing we were where we were left off. Let us move on to the television on Alak. First, the big headlines is that Iraq's Supreme has officially endorsed retiring Governor Al Alak. I wanted a report on Alak, but this is this is better than I thought. What? Is this official? Yes, Mr. Frank. Okay. Is this absolute? Absolute. Okay. So this is big headlines that is occurring right now. Yep, big headlines. So the big headline is that Iraq's Supreme Judicial Council has officially endorsed retiring Governor Ali Alak because he has hit the legal retirement age. We all know whose idea that was. You see, he's been of retirement age for a long time. They should have kicked his butt out a long time ago. So all of a sudden, this is the reason why he's got to go? I wonder where this came from. He's got to go. They say in Parliament because he's hit the legal retirement age. Remember, I told you At least three-fourths of Parliament is good now, and you've only got a few cockroaches left. Parliament wants him out. Everybody knows the truth. Basically, sir, there was an inquiry from Parliament about whether he should still be in office based on his history. The legal ruling is that he needs to retire. So we're probably going to see some movement on that soon. You know where that came from. Basically, in terms of the public sentiment that you asked about, there is definitely some unrest going around. The latest chatter is that the Finance Committee is gearing up to hold Alak accountable for issues with the dollar exchange rate. The CBI has been under scrutiny, and citizens aren't exactly thrilled with how the currency situation is being handled right now because they have made promises that they have not kept. So it's a bit of a double whammy: legal retirement issues colliding with public dissatisfaction. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see it. I see it. I got good peripheral vision, you know that. We are seeing serious corruptions in the government being revealed. This is not good for any stability. Huh? Look, the protesting that you're seeing, that's great. I'll get to that in a minute. Oh, and in fact, I'm about to get into it because now, as you can see, it's my turn to talk, and I'm going to respond to everything that I just read to you that they sent to us. So let's kick back and relax, and it'll be a while. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. So it seems my BFF, it seems my, it looks like my BFF is back again doing his role as the good guy. And today he talks to you about a dual currency coexisting in your country. What for? What is he hinting at? Why is he teaching you such powerful information about a monetary reform? Oh my goodness. I wonder why he's talking about that, laughing out loud. Isn't it amazing how every day he selects the ideal subject to talk to you, Iraqi citizens, about? So, when he tells you about a dual currency that is coexisting, well, it's because you're going to be dealing with the lower notes and the 3 0 notes at the same time very soon when they give you your new exchange rate. So, once again, thank you, mysterious economic guy, for your opinion because it is perfectly timed for a perfect reason. Omar says, we fear his talks are dreams. It is exactly what we want to hear, but we only hear it from him. You're a good guy. And there's going to be more problems in the coming days if we don't see a government, if we don't get rid of Allah. My turn. Now you're telling me that my economist friend takes it to a step further today? He gives you what he calls scenarios. He gives you possibilities. He gives you examples. He gives you proven testings about your coexisting currencies, explaining in great detail. I mean, he is explaining and he's using a microscope to break it down to explain it in great details on how a 25K note will be 3 times its value internationally. Now, of course, all of this is 100% true. But the question is, why are you talking about this, Mr. Mysterious Economist? Why are you talking about this, Mr. Mysterious Economist? Huh? Why do you come out every day and give us that good feeling? Why do you make us drink the poison every day if it's not true? Your heart, Mr. Economist, cannot be so brutal, so mean to tease the Iraqi citizens every day with the facts of the monetary reform that they are desperately waiting for. I love the fact that you encourage every day, and I know that you have to protect yourself by calling it your opinion every day. But trust me, gentlemen, and you too, Mr. Economist, our day is already here. Alak is the enemy. And you know what Trump does to the enemy. He doesn't necessarily get rid of them, he neuters them. For example, China, Russia, oh, Cuba. Oh, shoot, you're just right down the street. You used to get all of your oil cheap by getting it from Venezuela because they stole it. Where are you going to get your oil now? You are so desperate for oil, all three of you, especially you, Cuba. Where are you going to get your oil? The world runs on oil. You just lost your main source of oil. And you know who did that? So you think that Malik is a problem? You think Alak is a problem? Interesting. Interesting. It looks like Mr. Economist has a sidekick today, Chalet. Chalet also is coming out and reassuring the Iraqi citizens not to worry. He told you guys not to worry. Everything is going to be all right with your monetary reform. Fascinating. In fact, your new parliament has less cockroaches now, don't they? That's why they are also saying it's time to get rid of Alak at the CBI. He is the enemy of the new exchange rate. Alak is the enemy of the new exchange rate. Once, 2 days ago, somebody, when I first announced it, no, it was yesterday then, yesterday, somebody said to me, but Frank, you told us to pay attention only to the three. You told us to pay attention to Alak, uh, 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 um, you told us to pay attention to Sudani, Alak, and Brazani. I said, yeah. And now I tell you that don't pay attention to Alak. You see, Alak is a yes man. And he was saying yes to the United States of America for the longest time. But now that he's kissing ass to some other jerk, and you can see it, it's obvious. No, I'm sorry, he's not our guy anymore. He's got to go. He's got to go. Same thing with Madero, or what's that beer guy from Venezuela? What's his name? Madero. You know, same. He was riding in his little car and he was saying, "I'll give the president Trump anything he wants, anything he wants. You name it, it's yours, buddy." Too late. Too late. To which my friends then responded by talking to me about this economist. Mr. Frank, this economist is just giving his opinion. Remember that. Unfortunately, we're losing faith. It's a sad situation here. Let's pray that we are wrong. But there's a reason why that we are still at 1310, because it's still corrupt politicians here, like behind the scenes, Maliki and his son, Alak. Oh boy, you guys are a little pissed off today, aren't you? You got just a little rusty today, huh? And I don't blame you. To which then I respond, And I say the following: it's good to see that all parties are willing to come together to decide on the remaining president. And once you have that, gentlemen, the government is formed. And it will look towards Parliament for the laws. Listen carefully. It is good to see that all parties are now willing to come together to decide on the remaining president. And once you have that, the government is formed. And it will look towards Parliament for the laws. You know, laws that are important for the budget, the HCL law. And Parliament will look at Alak at the CBI for the new exchange rate. Because that's the only way that this whole thing is going to work. If this sequence of events is disrupted by Alak, it will be the end of him. Alak has continued to delay because he has had excuses. But once that government is seated, there's no more excuses for Alak. Omar says yes. And as long as Alak is there, and as long as he is on the payroll of Maliki, we will stay at 1310. Unfortunately, all this other talk that we see is useless. We know even when government formed, Allah will still not do it. That's your gut feeling. That's your anger talking today. But like I told you, if Allah breaks that sequence, if he breaks the sequence from Parliament being established to the laws being passed, to the budget being opened, if he breaks that sequence without bringing out the new exchange rate, trust me, he'll be gone. To which then I say, gentlemen, I don't mind. What? All right. You know what, gentlemen? I'm going to respond now, and it goes on forever. Hold on. Give me a number, Tank. I suggest that you catch up with us. The normal amount of people that come didn't come yesterday. So they'll be wondering, what is he talking about concerning a lot? If you want to catch up with us, I would tell you to look at yesterday's UB2B also. This one will make more sense. Gentlemen, I don't mind when rabbits multiply prolifically in large numbers because I think they're cute. But I find it disgusting when you open the cabinet door and dozens of cockroaches run and scurry all over the place because they multiplied overnight. Indeed, I find cockroaches very disgusting. Parliament, the remaining ones. For decades, this has been going on because Iraq has been too weak to fight against Iran. But it's a different story now because you have President Trump, you have his might, you have our force, you have the power of the United States of America behind you. And and as much as these cockroaches want to continue to take over your country, trust me. Trust me when I tell you, they will fail. They will fail from now on. I have always taught on my YouTube show that if you are not part of their group, if you are a part of their sect, if you are not a part of their family, if you are not a part of their political structure, then you don't get anything. Nothing. In America, we are political. In the Middle East, you are tribal. Blood is thicker than water for you. In America, we sell our blood for a profit. So to see the family members in parliament being brought in on a massive wholesale level with no purpose, it's like making fake invoices and asking the government to pay them up. Trust me, gentlemen, the remaining cockroaches will eventually be removed. Unfortunately, you have to deal with them every day. Now, this family parliament nonsense that is bringing over 137 people that don't belong in your parliament. One guy brought in 30 of his own family members. At least this does not really interfere with the monetary reform process, but it interferes with the judicial process of your government. You don't need them clogging things up. You don't need them delaying things. And that's what they do in parliament. God willing, this is coming to an end. Frank Omar says, this was the sale of the century. It's nothing compared to what Alak and Maliki have done to us. And there's a very good chance Maliki may be the prime minister. And trust me, if that happens, Frank, we will never see our new rate. You know he's pro-Iranian. You know he was born in Iran. And we will suffer with him in our politics. I know that. You know that, and trust me, he knows that. His number one enemy is Trump. But I honestly don't have any idea, gentlemen. But I'll bet you anything that it was Trump that suggested to Alak that you are too old to be the governor of the CBI. Now I say that because he's been at that retirement age for a while now. Nobody said anything, but Trump looks at every angle and finds a way to be victorious. He is doing that with the people that have accused him. Like, for example, Letitia James, that falsely accused Trump on some property that he owned. And now she's in trouble because she lied about her property. Trump is brilliant. So that's why, in my opinion, Alak's retirement age was brought up by Trump, and now Soudani and his people will use it as proof, as evidence, as a fact that he has to go. No one is saying Alak has to go because he's a thief. So for him to leave will be a lot easier for Alak himself. This is how Trump works. Our Federal Reserve chairman is an idiot. And Trump is dancing circles around him in the same manner. Stay strong, Iraq. Stay strong, gentlemen. We will with you, Frank. But we will give this until I say legal retirement age and public dissatisfaction with Alak. Wow. Now that's the perfect combination. That is a good formula that will release your new exchange rate. I am proud of you, Iraqi citizen, rebelling, having your voice heard. That is one of our powerful constitutional rights, and you deserve that same right against the enemy in your state, which right now happens to be Alak. Alak is the enemy of the new exchange rate. And everybody knows it. Not one soul that is that studies the Iraqi dinar would deny that. We're down to Alak. I feel strongly that the board of directors of the, and because I know, I think it was two people that threw it at me. Well, Frank, if you get rid of Alak, you still got the board of directors. Thank God. What? I thought you were students. I said, I feel strongly that the board of directors of the CBI are in favor of the new monetary reform because none of them have ever kissed Maliki's butt. Not a single board of directors of the CBI has ever kissed his butt. You know why? Because they're brilliant economists. They're well-educated people. They want the monetary reform for Iraq. They need it for other things that they're doing. That's what a central bank needs. Power in their currency. The board of directors know exactly what Alak is doing. Gentlemen, when you say that you are seeing corruption being revealed, and you don't think that that's good for stability, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I disagree with you guys 1,000%. The revealing of corruption causes it to be removed. It's like removing a tumor from your body, and now the odds of that tumor coming back are low. So that's why I say this is great news. It's not bad news that corruption is being revealed all over your country. Alak, they say now. Alak is back on TV now, Frank, and he's talking about how much the CBI has done with the banking reforms and how much they have done since they brought in Oliver and Wyman. And all of this on TV all day, and how great of a person. I'm a good person, says Alak. Sounds like that guy from Venezuela. Huh, interesting. How great of a person he is and what he has done. Yeah, we see 1310. No, you see more than 1310 right now. Yeah, we see 1310. That's what we still see. We don't see any new rate. All he's done is just enough to fool the world and to keep us suppressed. Yeah, he worked with U.S. Treasury. He worked with Oliver Wyman. He's doing what Trump wants, but he doesn't release the rate. Because he's got to kiss ass. You know that. To which then I say, okay, gentlemen, okay, look, I will stop because I understand your point of view. You're correct. I'm not there in Iraq. I don't know the taste of your suffrage. But you are also not in America. And apparently you don't have faith in what Trump has done or gonna do or is about to do to your country. And if you think that those little cockroaches, this little so-called Maliki, this little punk called Alak is going to stop my president, then I have a lot more to teach you. So I'm going to sit back this week and we're going to watch what happens to Alak. And like every other time that I have told you, let the smoke clear. And once it does clear, again, when it's all settled, the scandal is over with, then maybe we can move forward. But for right now, I wish to respect your pain because I just don't feel it. What I feel concerning your country and your reforms is that my president is in control of it. The end. That's how I feel. The end. Nothing else to be said. They can talk, they can huff and puff and do whatever they want. It doesn't add up to squat. The end. We are in control of it. Of course, they're complaining about it. Sending Frank, but it's bad right now. I think they're all so angry they're ready to jump off the roof. By the way, of course, Alak comes out and begs for his job. And he tells everybody, I am a great person. I am good. I've done really good with the CBI, because he knows very well something that you gentlemen don't know. In my opinion, he already got the memo. He knows his ass is grass. Please stay strong and stay in Iraq. Don't let the demons defeat you. This is your land. Fight for it. I say that to him because today they're a little depressed that they're willing to leave Iraq. I told them, no, don't do that. One of them says, I totally agree with you, Frank. We need to stay here. My heart goes out to them, Neil, my contact. I love my teams in Iraq so much. They've contributed so much all these years that they have become a part of my family. I don't want them to be sad. I wish I could tell them some things that I cannot, but they have to stay strong. They have to believe in America and what we are doing in Iraq, let alone in the Middle East. All I can do is pray for Eddie, Sammy, Omar, and his friends and continue to encourage and lift them every day. Thanks for helping me, Neil. I hope they know that I love them and that I care for them. Yes, sir, I feel the same way. Hoping and praying for them too. When they received this, I think it softened the blow. You just get sick and tired of the same crap from a lot. Even though the Economist comes out every day, you heard what he said today. Why are you talking about that? Well, this is what we really should be talking about. They've had it up to here. So I do whatever I can as their brother in Christ to bring some peace into their hearts. And then they, in turn, then they sent me this. Let me get the volume. I think it'll work. No, I guess you got to go. How do you? Oh no! Do it again, kid. It says, baby bawling in the snow. He's and, and they send it to me after I told them, be strong. They send it to me and they say, hey, Mr. Frank, what? We we have found the video. Breaking news. We found a video of Alak actually doing a speech today to the Iraqi citizens. That's what that was. To which I said, laughing out, I said, that's my guys. There you go. There you go. That's the attitude that I want, gentlemen. Be strong. And then learn to become stronger because you're going to have to. You're about to become leaders of your country. Remember what Oliver and Weinman said about 2026. And trust me, they got that from Trump. Like I told you, they got that from Trump, in my opinion. And like I told you, I think that I am, uh, uh, and like I told you, if you think that I am concerned about these little punk cockroaches called Maliki and Alak, oh, hell no. No. I mean, they're a pain, they're delayed, you have to deal with them. Oh, thanks, Frank. We're going to try to see if they can go home and rest now. TV shows us within hours there's a rapid fall. Yeah, you see, I saw that yesterday's files. Yeah, I wasn't even going to talk about it today. On Arakia television, channel 1, Arakia News, they came out at about almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they said, television shows us that within hours, so that means it's happened now then, showing us that within hours, the rapid fall of the Iranian currency. Doesn't take long, does it, for the smoke to clear? Of course, they're going to try to steal even more inside of Iraq. And of course, we're going to set more raid and mouse traps and everything you can think of. And of course, they're being caught. I told you. 30 something in the afternoon. TV showing politicians telling us for the 3,000th time, Mr. Frank, that the oil and the gas law needs to be passed. Here we go again. Of course, it needs to be passed. Of course, we want our money. We want our rights. Every time the heat gets turned up, they tell us this stuff. They think that we want to hear, but yet they never act on it. We heard this about the oil and gas law needs to be passed as soon as possible, all of 25, and yet today, 26, we still hearing it. I know. It's called pressure. It's called pressure. Or at least it's approaching it. I think it was like 1410 today. You really think that that's the goal of the monetary reform? To make it less valuable? And who in the world do you think is causing your dinar to suffer against the dollar? Trust me, we are in control of your monetary reform. Stay strong. Hey, Frank, Omar's still salty. He's still salty. Everyone knows the truth about the monetary reform, gentlemen. Everybody knows that everything that you can think of under the sun is waiting for the new exchange rate. Everything in your budget is waiting for the new exchange rate. It's nothing new. And now, the fact that Alak has to go is also nothing shocking either. They are sending auditors to the CBI. Yes! They are sending auditors to the CBI and have requested Alak to come to Parliament. You! Come here. And this is absolute. It's on Shabbat News. It just happened. We just got it. All right. So Iran's currency is collapsing within a matter of already, and Shabbat News is reporting that Alak is being told by Parliament. Why? Omar says that we will never see the 25 budget. Now it will just show up in the 26 one if they ever get to it. I said, wonderful. They even sent me a heart. You guys have never sent me a heart before. That's cool. But I said to them, wonderful. What? Oh my goodness. Wonderful. Like I told you, very soon that the smoke would clear. You're telling me, really? The Parliament is telling Allah, we want to talk to you? What do you think they're going to tell him? By the way, I wouldn't worry too much about this meeting. We can send you the outline of it. By the way, I wouldn't worry too much about this meeting. We can send out for a pizza, okay? By the way, Neil, Eddie, Sam, Omar, and any of your family, I'm not going to tell you where exactly, but we are building a very strong fortress. Call it a compound, call it whatever you want, but it's on high ground, and I invite all of your families to come and be with me on my land. Sending. Wow, that's a blessing. Tell everybody of our property. They don't have to. We are protected. Frontline is all military. No one can get past certain points. These homes are on a. Yes, sir. Sending. Okay, Mr. Frank. That is so amazing news to hear. We cherish that. And yeah, you are our brother. We've never been there. We want to, and we look forward to that trip so much. This sounds so amazing. I am telling my family now, and this is energy. Oh, this is energy. This is energy. Let's lift it down. Thank you, Mr. I love these guys. And I have a feeling that you have acquired a little likeness to them too, family. They're good people. Oh, of course, I turned it sideways and it throws up. Doesn't take much, does it? Oh my goodness. Let me see. There's the heart. Go past the heart. That it's amazing. No worries. Thank you, Mr. Frank. By the way, gentlemen, that meeting with Parliament and Alak, it's going to go probably something like this. Welcome, Alak. Welcome. Have a seat. Yes, we will have a special room prepared for you in just a moment, and we would like to take you into that room behind closed doors. Yeah, no, 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 it's okay. We just want to talk to you, and you're not going to leave this room until we beat the exchange rate out of you. Okay? Okay, Alok, do you mind? Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. By the way, gentlemen, by the way, gentlemen, all of you will not have to pay one penny. Okay. Uh, all the guys are blowing me up with text now. They are thrilled. They're so happy because of what you just told them, Frank, what you're going to do for them, which I'm not showing you, but you have an idea. Send them this. Send them this, Neil. Tell them that because of all that they have done for my KTFA family, for our teams here in the mainland all these years, they will not be forgotten by me. Their families, they will all come if they want. We're not talking about simple whole. This is a plan to, and so forth and so self-sustaining. La 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 la. All the guys are saying that they are so thankful to you, Mr. Frank, and they are honored by you doing that. And they say, yes, we love you as family as well. They are so thrilled. They say, thank you, sir. Obviously, family, you can imagine that I'm trying to lift their spirits, to reward them for all that they've done for us at KTFA and my teams. I thought it was a good time to tell them something, and I did. So when I told them, it lifted their spirits. It made them forget about, you know, the evil from Iran. It's not the Iranian people. It's the leadership of Iran that's bad. Frank, we now see on TV a screenshot you shared. It's a tweet making a very dramatic claim about the Iraqi dinar collapse. I sent them stuff, right? I say, see if you can find this, see if you can find this. So they found this one. And we either have this by Claire already or we're going to have it. And that's why I wanted to review it because I don't want you to worry about it. We're so close, in my opinion. And the enemy doesn't have any money, doesn't have any weapons, doesn't have any leadership. They may not even have any lives left. So it causes them to say and do desperate things. I told you it was going to get extremely confusing towards the end, the very end. So yeah, Frank, this is a screenshot we're sending you. It's a tweet, and they're making very dramatic claims about the Iraqi dinar collapsing to 170,000, possibly up to 200,000 per $100, and urging people to convert to dollar or gold as quickly as possible. To which I say, well, that is impossible because your gold is being used to bring out a new exchange rate. 170,000, possibly up to 200,000? That's a little ridiculous, to be honest with you. Where's it coming from? Mr. Frank, this is Iranian guy on TV. This is some Iranian guy on TV trying to scare everyone here, saying we need to get rid of the dinar as soon as possible. And instead, we need the dollar, or we need gold before the dinar collapses and does go to 200,000 to $100. We also have sanctions. BS, BS, BS. You really have a degree in BS, don't you, huh? Okay. All right, Bachelor of Stupid. You, Iranian jerk, get out of Iraq before they kick your ass out. Pack up your stuff and leave before you lose everything. So then I tell them, I said, you do realize that none of this is factual. None of these numbers are anywhere. If we had seen these numbers, we would have talked about this. Find out more who this idiot is. Here's the straight answer. I love how you guys talk to me. Here's the straight answer. There is no credible evidence. I told them, I said, to scan it. They did. There is no credible evidence that this tweet reflects an official or verified warning. Nobody knows who this Iranian person is, and nothing in the search result supports that he is claiming. It's important that you understand that they're going to lie. They're going to lie and lie and lie like an expensive rug every day because they are defeated. If you absorb it, demoralizes you, causes you to accuse Frank. What happened, Frank? I thought everyone was going to be standing shoulder to shoulder, Frank. Yeah, and they are. They sure as hell are against the enemy. And for the person that accused me of that comment on my YouTube yesterday, I banned you. So here's the straight answer. We couldn't find nothing. We couldn't find any evidence whatsoever anywhere that this guy is even official or what he's saying, his numbers are real. And then I went further and I said, break it down. Break it down like you do. And then he does that. Let me break it down calmly and factually to you, Mr. Frank. Here we go. Number one, what the real data shows. From the freshest information available, the Iraqi dinar has fluctuated, but recent documents, recent documented spikes were around 149,000 IQD per 100 during the market stress. Not the numbers that he came up with, Mr. Frank. Point number two, the official CPI rate in late 25 were around 1418. IQD, this was per $1. This was on Wikipedia. That's the highest we could find. Number three, there is no official Iraqi source. There no major news outlet and no economic institution has issued a warning about the dinar collapsing to 17, I'm sorry, collapsing to 170 to 200,000 dinars per $100. No source whatsoever. And this is important intel. You want to stay focused. Gentlemen, find out about the tweet directly from the gentleman, from that economist. Let's learn more about him. All the bios we can. Frank, this tweet is from a political commentator, not a government, not a financial authority. We have shot him down. Now, why this tweet is not reliable? Why this tweet is not reliable? Point number one, it is not backed by any official CBI statement. And anything that causes you problems, family, use this outline, use this template to determine if someone is lying to you about a subject in Iraq. Number one, it is not backed by any official CBI statement. Number two, it is not supported by any major Iraqi or international economic reportings. Number three, the claim uses fear-based language as quickly as possible before sanctions begin. This type of verbiage, which is a political, which is typical of political messaging, is not a financial analysis. And point number four, search results. We scan, like you told us, and search results show general concerns about volatility, but nothing remotely close to the catastrophic numbers that he predicted. Bottom line, in conclusion, no, this is not a real report in the sense of being an official or verified warning. It is a political opinion amplified on social media, not a confirmed economic. My teams only deal with that economic person, not these random ones that come out. We already vetted the other one. Point number two, why this is not real. Compare this with statements from the CBI, IMF, or Iraqi governments. And point number three, track the current market rate hour by hour. The app that we have presented to you, that Steve has brought to you, many of you are calling me and thanking us for the app. Okay, you're welcome. What I have found is many of you are saying, man, I get the biggest kick out of when the app notifies me. There's a change. Oh, I can see the fluctuations, Frank. I can see the float, whether it goes up or down. I can see the price of gold and silver, and I can see it compared to these other currencies. Oh, this is good, Frank. And that app is only going to get bigger and better. We are adding more currencies. Right now, Steve is working on bringing in the Venezuela Boulevard. And my broker, hopefully by the end of this week, we will bring you the Venezuela Boulevard. First of all, gentlemen, you do not listen to a single word that Iranian economist that came into your country today has to say, because it will never be for your benefit. Anything from an Iranian source is not for your benefit. It's stupid what he said to you today. And then he tells you that he wants to use the American dollar in Iraq. No, that's not the goal of the monetary reform. To be honest, the goal is to be a cashless society. They don't want your dinar in Iraq to have any value. That's what it is. And yet, the currency of Iraq collapsed today. Well, of course, they're coming up with stupid things. The stupid people in your country from Iran, the stupid people in your country from Iran that are telling you to use gold, no, thank you, Mr. Stupid. Our goal is going to be used for our new exchange rate, and you know that. That's why you are saying such a stupid thing. Get the heck out of Iraq, you Iranian troublemakers. And by the way, I'm not talking about Iranian people. I'm talking about their stupid leaders. Russia, Russia has a place for you, you stupid Iranian people, leaders that are destroying Iraq. Go join Maduro. Go to the land of losers. Trust me, Russia. I already went over this, but what the heck? Trust me. Go to the land of losers. The land of losers. Trust me, Russia and China have lost. You see, they depend so much on Venezuela to steal oil around the world for them and to sell it to them as cheap as possible. But now they will suffocate with their own vomit. The vomit that they have been spewing to us Americans, and giving us all kinds of troubles, and to the rest of the world. Trump took the oil from Venezuela that they were using for their evil plans, and now their future looks very dim. Brilliant. That is the security and stability that we need. And Alak knows this. He got the memo, in my opinion. Yes, Mr. Frank, some fool on the television is saying sell dinars for dollars immediately before it goes to 170 to 200,000 for $100, and then we're going to have sanctions put on us as well too. He is trying to get dollars to sell. What an idiot! This Iranian desperate man that is dying in his own vomit is telling Iraqi citizens your currency is going to hit 200,000 to $100, and he's telling them that sanctions are going to be put back onto your country. Yeah, if you stick around. Unbelievable. To which I say, oh my goodness, gentlemen, that summary that you just sent, by the way, uh, that tweet, I guess, that economist put out, that's very professionally done. Tell Omar uh, his words were very well constructed, in my opinion. Omar, do you copy and paste that, or is that really your words? Those are my words. Those are my summaries to you, Mr. Frank. That's my way of helping you. Well, Omar, the summaries are professionally done. I am impressed because it covers point and counterpoint. I'm about to start my UB now, guys. So go ahead and send any last things that you want. Alak is back on TV. No way, Jose. Yeah. All right. Tell me before I get on the air. What's up? Alak is back on TV with a sad story. He said he fell down and he got a boo boo. No, he didn't. I know what he did. I'm a good guy. We already know that. Alak is back on TV with a sad story explaining why the banking reforms are taking so long. Wait a minute. Let me read this before I read it to you. Ethical and religious. He's full of Shiite, man. Why Iraq's banking reforms lag behind. And then this is Omar's breakdown. Okay, it's taken Iraq a long time to align the Western. Nah, No, gentlemen. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last thing that I just read to you, where I said I'm about to do my Yubi, and it is five something, and I got on the air I think at 5:15 with you or something. I can't remember. And then this came in, and I did not know about it. Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and read it to you because a lot after after the whole day of of being a jerk, where the Iraqi citizen said, "You're full of it. We know what's going on. We know that you are Malachi's boyfriend. We know Malachi appointed you. Shoot, the only reason he appointed you is because when Malachi went to Dr. Shabibi and told him at the CBI about 7, 8 years ago, hey, give me all the money, give me all the money. Dr. Shabibi said, hell no. And he got a hold of the U.S. Treasury. Next thing you know, Malachi puts out an arrest warrant actually to kill Dr. Shabibi. So we took him and sent him over to England and protected him until he died. Actually, he went to Germany until he passed away. Oh, no, buddy. We know what you do, Alak. Alak is back on the. We know where you're from. We know your roots. We know why there is no exchange rate. So you come out today after all your female dogging, and at the last moment, the last hour before the sun ends over in Iraq, you say this? Let me read this. Alak is back on television with a sad story explaining why the banking reforms are taking so long. Oh, wait a minute. Now you say we do have a banking reform? I thought you said that there was no plans for it. Piece of he comes out and he says he wants to explain why the banking reforms are taking so long. Yet we were told months ago that the banking reforms were not being done. They have all and yet, Frank, they have met all. What happened to Mister? And yet, Frank, they have met all international standards. This what he said, what he just said, absolute. You know what that means? Let's break this down. Break it down. Dun, dun, dun. Let's break this down into the key differences and then tackle why Iraq's banking reforms have taken so long, according to this idiot. Core differences. He said there are core differences between Islamic and Western banking. No, yeah, but no, that's a BS excuse. No, a lie. No, don't give me that. Look, family, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you number two, which is risks, and you can go back and pause and read this if you want. That's why I'm doing it very quickly because we're coming to the end of our UB2. There's number three right there as well too. Right there, you go, you go, you go. And then finally, number four, which is even stupider for ethical reasons. You knucklehead. You can't even lie properly. Zoom, 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 zoom. And then Omar summarizes it one more time in conclusion fashion. And he gives me, I think, 2 points. Point number one, these 2 points are in reference to point number two, the ones that I'm about to read. And there's the second point right there. And I believe that's it. So there's the end of our report. Let's go back. Thank you. And here we go. So Alak's back on. He's explaining core differences. Number one, core difference between Islamic and Western banking. Yeah, there is, but what do you want to say? Number one, interest. This is from Riba, RIBA. Interest. In Islamic banking, charging or paying interest is done in riba, RIBA. Paying interest is strictly prohibited. Did you know that? Did you know that you cannot charge interest? Like in the Holy Land, there's a lot of places like that. Yeah, biblically, that's where that comes from. I bet you didn't know that, did you? So Allah is saying that interest. This is the problem in Islamic banking. Charging or paying interest which is a riba, is strictly prohibited. Western banking fundamentals relies on interest as the core of nearly all lending and saving activities. You're saying that paying the interest is a problem? Number two, risk sharing versus risk transfer. Islamic finance is built on the principle of risk sharing. Instead of a straightforward lender borrower relationship, both parties share the investment risk. Bet you didn't know that. Western banking typically transfers the risk to the borrower, who must repay the loan with interest, regardless of the outcome of their investment. Boy, you're learning something. Number three, he talked about asset backed finances. He said Islamic banks must tie financial transactions to tangible assets or real economic activities. This limits speculative lending. You see, Western banking allows for purely financial products that are far more abstract. That's bull! Number four, the reason why we don't have it is because for ethical and religious reasons, too. For ethical and religious guidelines. He said, Islamic banking follows Sharia law, which means investments must comply with ethical guidelines. For example, Islamic banks avoid industries considered harmful, forbidden, like alcohol or gambling. Now, Mr. Frank, why Iraq's banking reforms are lagging behind? He actually talked about that. This guy is desperate. He knows he's about to be kicked out. He says, it's taken Iraq longer. It's taken Iraq a long time to align with Western banking norms for a few reasons. Pick a finger, you lying piece of shit. He said, the legacy of conflicts and sanctions. There are, dude, the legacy, you're not in the Stone Age, you're modern equipment, quantum computer, supercomputer. Get out of here. Legacy of conflicts and sanctions. Decades of sanctions, war, and political instability have disrupted financial reforms. Western banking systems thrive on stability and predictable regulations. Number two, regulatory and legal reforms. He said, Iraq's banking laws have needed sufficient updates. Now, Alak is making excuses, Frank. This whole report is a bunch of bull crap. All of this is nonsense, gentlemen. None of these points have a ground stand on. Every one of these issues has been accomplished. Why do you think the UN left? Walking stick. We have one individual on our forum that has given me a hard time and saying to me, if you get rid of a lock, don't you have to get rid of the board of directors? Frank, that person is just ignorant. They don't have enough education on the BOA, on the BOD. You see, yeah, Alak is the governor of the CBI, but he is a yes man. He answers to the board of directors. Now, you would think that the board of directors would tell him to go ahead and give out the new exchange rate. Well, think again. They have. All of this is in my opinion. The board of directors is composed of economists, very smart, astute people that deal with economies around the world. They are not political. They want the monetary reform of Iraq to be completed. This is their goal as well, too. Okay. Uh, Um, uh, Trump Trump has put Iran, Iraq, Venezuela, Mexico, and probably now Cambodia. Trump has put them on notice, and it was rather brilliant. Instead of forcefully removing Alak as the governor of the CBI, which caused some irritation politically, Trump has gone the other way legally. That's what he does with everything. He uses legality. Parliament wants to kick out Alak. The citizens of Iraq want to kick out Alak. Trump wants Alak to leave because he has reached retirement age. Trump wants to do it legally, but Trump wants Iraq to do it themselves. Frank, why don't they get rid of Maliki? Frank, why don't they get rid of Alak? They are. The streets are in uproar in Iraq. It's not everywhere, but it's in important places. There is a clog. It's in the CBI, and it is a lock, and Maliki and his people. But Trump brought the X-lax to move that blockage. Trump is going to fix the constipation of the monetary reform of Iraq. Um, who do you think caused Iraq citizens to raise up in the streets? How did they raise up in the streets of Iran? Who started the uprising so that a change would come? Because about 50 years ago, the Middle East was happy. And then all of a sudden, this concept inside of a religion created something that they created on their own. They call it Sharia law. Well, in the 70s, shoot, the women in the Middle East used to walk around without that. What's that thing called? They put on their heads. What's that thing called? You know what I mean. They never wore them. Girls used to walk around in jeans. What? I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong word. Back in the 70s, jeans were allowed in the Middle East. No cover of the hair. And Sharia law was not created. Once Sharia law was created in the Muslim world, everything went to hell. And it has been a nightmare ever since this fascist religious group decided that they own the world and everyone else has to die. That is just wrong as can be. Walkensick told me, Frank, the leaving of our troops is not true. All we're doing is just moving down the street. We're still there. Um, you want us to leave? Trump says, we will leave when you pay us. And hopefully, maybe Sudani is now ready to say, "Okay, time to go." And we are actually going, aren't we? We're moving down the street. So that alone tells you something's going on. That alone is something that causes me to say, "Hmm, on target." So, what do you think, family? Number 10. Huh? I want to thank you all for being with us. It's so kind of you to go out of your way to stop what you're doing and to come and listen to this fool. I do my best. There are people that put a lot more responsibility on me, on my shoulders than they should. They think that everything I say is 100% true. No, everything I say is 100% an opinion. And you have to take it to God in prayer. You have to consider it with your own savvy, with your own brain. Okay. With your own ability. I started this UB2B by saying that I had to dismiss someone that told me, your fault about the 31st, about the first. It's your fault. You embarrassed me in front of my family. I'm never going to listen to you again, Frank. So I said, let me help you. And I banned them. I removed them from my life because I never said those things. When you come here, please go away realizing that you're taking my opinions with you. You're not taking anything written in stone. And I say it constantly. But just like the Iranians that know that they are defeated, they know they can't steal money. Every time they try to steal it, they get caught. And you haven't caught on to that pattern yet? We need to see what Parliament is going to say to Alak. I know what they're going to say to him. I, I think you know what they're going to say to him. But in the beginning, I told you, if Alak breaks this chain of sequence of events, he's gone. But what if all of a sudden a government is seated, laws are passed with an exchange rate, the only way it can be done, and the exchange rate is given to the GOI, to the cabinet, to run the government and pay bills. If that was to occur, then I believe we will still see a lot. It's kind of like a marriage. My wife and I, we're going to be 49 years marriage very soon, almost 50 years. You think she wants to train another husband? Nah, she's stuck with me. She's stuck with me. She don't want to train nobody else. And the CBI is, or the GOI is kind of stuck with a lock. He's been there too long. He is an asset and continues to be and can continue to be because he's a yes man. He doesn't have any gonads. He doesn't have any voice. He doesn't have any power. He doesn't have any say. He's a yes man. He says yes to Malachi. He says yes to the United States of America. But, buddy, I would advise you not to say yes to Malachi anymore. Because Malachi is the one that's been telling you don't release the rate, don't give them purchasing power, don't. Oh my gosh, that's the last straw for us. For us Iranian politicians inside of Iraq. I mean, what else are we going to have left to fight with, to steal with? It's easy to steal the three zeros that they're trying to, but it's impossible to steal the lower notes. They'll try, but it won't do any good. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a currency that if it was stolen, It could be programmed to dissolve. If you study the Iraqi dinar with me, God bless you all. Thank you kindly. Oh, God. If you study the Iraqi dinar with me, we're done. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? God bless you. Take care. Sweet aloha. And if you stick around for aloha, well, you remember I said one time at the very beginning when I first started Old Timers that one day, oh, I'll get us all on the beach in Hawaii and I'll break us up into different parties. You four that way. Get us all the coconuts that you can. Now we're looking for a specific coconut. Don't be bringing them as those nasty ones, okay? This one, okay? Go get them, okay? Okay. You guys go in that direction. Go across the road here, up into the mountainy areas there. We have we have oregano, garlic, and sage. It grows in there. You'll see it. If you don't mind, pick some. If you find cilantro, pick it as well too, and bring it on over here to the beach. All right, you four out into the ocean. I want you to find me a certain type of limo. Limo is seaweed. Yeah. Okay, bring the seaweed in. All right, you guys. Now you guys go over there. You see those lava rocks over there? There's two colors that I want. You got the black lava rock and you got the red lava rock. Don't mess with the white one. Leave those alone. Bring those two lava rocks with us over here. You guys, you groups, okay, ready? Start digging holes. Make craters in a circle, a big crater. Maybe we may have two rows of craters or whatever, but just make a bunch of holes all around. Okay. Now, right smack in the middle, let's make a big pit. And we'll put all the rock. Give me all the red rocks. Okay, all the red rocks down to the bottom there. All right. Now the black rocks next to them, because they're going to hold the heat a little bit more than the red ones. Okay. Now in here we'll make a little fire that is underneath the surface of the sand so that the wind doesn't mess with it. Okay, dokie. And down in there is where we're going to do. Now, give me that coconut. There you go. No, don't get rid of the coconut juice. Leave the juice in there. And I brought these lobsters. Yeah. Actually, we should have got them. I know where we can get them out there, but I didn't want to waste time. And it's a little dangerous, anyways. It's by cliffs. But we put the lobster inside of the coconut husk, inside the coconut broth, and put a little bit of our oregano, and little garlic, and a little comino. Whatever we got that you guys got. Thank you very much. Throw that all in there. Now let's cover it with the limo. Give me the limo, the seaweed. There you go. Cover it all with the seaweed. It'll keep it moist in there, and we're gonna bury it. It's not really an emo. It's not an emo. It's not a luau. But we're kind of half burying to a degree, but because we actually still want to be able to see it. Okay, all right. So while it's boiling, take this. What's this? It looks like it'll kind of look like this, and it's black. Yeah, like that. Yeah, almost like that. And I'll take my knife and I'll cut it right down the middle, and I open it like that. Yep, open it. Then I take my knife. Ah, then I take my knife and I'll start at the bottom of it down here, push it, and then see that? Push like that, and then go. And all that black stuff that comes off of my finger. Oh, but it'll be a bigger amount. It's vanilla. The place that I'll take you to, there's wild vanilla that grows in the jungle in back of us. And one group will go and get that vanilla. We will throw the vanilla in the broth of the coconut with the lobster. The shell will turn red. Maybe we'll call it red vanilla lobster. Tastes so good. It's a magical sweet taste. And you can have the limo for your vitamins and minerals. I'd like to show you a vanilla plant. About 6 feet tall. And unfortunately, I let it go wild. So let's see how I can show it to you. Low batteries. Let's hurry up. Let's go. Let's go. Dive, dive. Ooga, ooga, ooga. Let's see over here, baby. I need something that I can use to point at it with. Let's see. There's got to be a stick somewhere. I'm in a greenhouse and I don't find one stick. Unbelievable. Seriously? Ah. Okay, I'll use my grabber. This is my grabber that I use for the big plants. Over here, why don't you get in back of me, sweetheart? And can you look in there? There it is. You see it? You do see it, don't you? This, by the way, this is guava. This right here that I'm holding in my hand, or my hand, right here. This whole thing, look at, follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it, all the way to the top, and it's growing on the top of this glass. That's guava. It's a great fruit to eat from Hawaii. But look, let me push this out of the way. There it is. This is a vanilla vine. You see it, how it's going straight up? Go all the way up to where the light is at. Can you see it? All of that. That is the vanilla. These little leaves right here that I'm touching. And then the base of the plant down here. Oh, there's one leaf that died. Let me get rid of that leaf. And this is the leaf of the vanilla plant. Of course, it's dead. But nah, the flavor's gone. Oh, by the way, I showed you these yesterday. Look at one of the flowers here. Cactus flower, if I can bring it up. Come on up. Come on up. And there. Okay? And when that happens, don't throw it away. Do this. Plant it, and it'll grow. These are bromeliads. Okie dokie. I hope you learned some things. I hope I helped you. I hope you're happy. And remember, I don't have the date or the rate. I'm sorry for those of you that depend on that. I don't specialize in that. I specialize in explaining things. And every now and then surprising you with something that you don't know. That's all. I love you. God bless you. Sweet aloha. I'll see you tomorrow if you want to.